Hello, hope y'all are all doing well. It's January 30th, and today I'm back. I'm going to be talking about pretty much like a pretty significant ice storm that we're going to be looking at for many areas of the south central U.S. all the way up into the Ohio Valley. We're going to be talking about that, and it's going to be kind of the main focus of today's video. I hope y'all are all doing very well. Now let's go ahead and get started. So, this is just current radar. We're, of course, looking at Texas here. So we see we do have some pockets of freezing rain and sleet currently in the eastern side of Dallas, and we probably do have some like freezing drizzle and stuff ongoing in Dallas right now. This is pretty much what we've seen all day today. It's just either freezing drizzle or freezing rain, or not freezing drizzle, freezing rain or sleet. We can see how we play this out. We've even had thunder sleet in some areas. Now, we're looking at like precipitation. Like pretty much like precip type here in Radarscope. Now we can see some pockets of snow are showing up. Like we see some in this area here. Now that's likely not snow. That's likely just sleet. But yeah, so we're seeing that across Texas, and then we go up into the Arkansas area. Switch radars, and we have a little bit more precip up in this area now. A lot of freezing rain ongoing north and west of Little Rock, kind of northwest of Little Rock over by Fort Smith. We've had a lot of sleet in Fort Smith. I know that. And this extends all the way up into like Kentucky. I mean, all the way up in southern Indiana, we see freezing rain ongoing right now. So it's a pretty significant ice storm for sure that we are looking at, or winter storm. We take a look at current temperatures. So a few things is we can see temperatures in the 20s and generally in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Over near Abilene, we can see some lower 20s. A little further west of Fort Worth there. Very cold air, just coming down. And we really just have this boundary kind of set up over the southeast here, which is what's bringing it, like helping to continuously bring our precip over the next couple of days. So because we can see the southeast is quite warm. I mean, in the 70s in Florida, I think a station near Jacksonville, like an official ASO station, not just a personal weather station, got up to like 88 today. Then we can see just like mild above average once again up in the Carolinas and northern and central Georgia, which probably won't change. But yeah, so I mean, pretty interesting. We see those below freezing temperatures seem to kind of be in a line from like, if I had to draw it roughly, probably about right here. I mean, we have a lot of precip north of that line, north and west of that line in these areas. That's kind of what's leading to our freezing rain and widespread sleet. Not a whole lot of snow with this due to the shallow cold air. Temperatures up in the northern plains, though, where we have that cold air mass sitting there. We can see like in the negative, well into the negatives in Fargo and Grand Forks, St. Cloud's in the negative, St. Cloud's in the negatives, Rochester's in the negatives, so is Minneapolis. Des Moines single digits. I mean, single digits already into central Illinois. Teens as you go down like central, like it's the southern part of central Illinois, and then into like the St. Louis area. So very, very cold already in many areas. But then we can see, northeast once again, northeast, coastal northeast, and then all the way down to the southeast. It's just constant ridging. We'll talk about that a little bit at the end of the video if we'll ever see any wintry precip anywhere in the east other than the interior northeast. So we'll talk about that a little bit at the end of the video. But we're going to focus on this first. So yeah, then kind of this forecast is like precip throughout tonight. We see as we go throughout like tonight, so about like 8 p.m. we're still seeing like freezing drizzle, some showers of freezing rain across areas of Texas. Still pockets of freezing rain and sleet widespread up in Arkansas, southeast Oklahoma, and then up into southern Illinois and northeast Missouri. Then as we go through tonight, we can see that those pockets kind of move east. Those move into Tennessee, where we see freezing rain begin pretty much like 8 p.m. We can start to see freezing rain really entering northwest Tennessee, and then really affecting western Tennessee for several hours as we go into like 07Z tomorrow morning, which I think is that'd be about 1 a.m. And we're still seeing like freezing drizzle over in Texas as well. So yeah, we go back to the 18-0 under the HRRR though. Not much has changed between the 18Z and the 23Z. But then tomorrow we see another burst of precip in Texas, another burst of convection, more freezing rain in the Dallas area with pockets of sleet. Same thing goes up into Arkansas, affects pretty much those areas again, but even northwest Mississippi gets in on this one. I mean, northwest Mississippi could be in for some icing as well. Little Rock, really tomorrow afternoon as well. We'll really be starting to affect Little Rock, and then like into the Memphis area, maybe even areas near Nashville as well. And then Wednesday night, that freezing rain just continuing across Texas, those areas right there. Then all the way into Wednesday afternoon, we still see freezing rain in this area. But as you notice, it does appear like we're starting to see the rain creep a little closer to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We are starting to see temperatures warm up a little bit. So Wednesday will probably be the last day we'll see a whole lot of ice. But still, 3 days of icing is pretty significant. We go to the NAM 3, and yeah, so we can see Dallas-Fort Worth does switch to rain probably Wednesday night, but still freezing rain into Oklahoma, a little bit like further west into central Texas. And even when it starts raining, all the ice is not just going to disappear immediately. If we go to the NAM 12, and see a Thursday afternoon, it does get pretty probably decently above freezing. We take a look at temperatures, and I do think the NAM tends to be a little cold with these temperatures in the afternoon, so I'd probably up these a few degrees here, but still some of the ice will probably remain Thursday. So I mean, Thursday will still be a pretty rough day traveling across Texas in many of these areas, but some areas will probably get into the probably upper 30s into around 40 in some areas. But then we could see refreezing once again Thursday night, so it's also something to watch. So yeah, that's kind of this ice storm. What's to come really is, we have a lot of freezing rain potentially is to still come. Really the main event hasn't even started yet. But freezing rain totals we could see generally an additional 0.4 to 0.5 inches in some areas of Texas. A good quarter inch, half inch of ice up near Memphis indicated in the HRRR here. So some significant icing in some of these areas. Another almost quarter inch in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is enough to really prohibit traveling in some areas. So and also some of these aren't. It doesn't go out as far because if we go back to precipitation here, we're still looking at freezing rain across Texas at this time, so we're still going to see more even after that. So this is just a pretty, well, it's really going to be affect the big issue with this. This is not just one little overnight event. You go to bed, overnight you get a quarter inch of ice, and that afternoon you get up to 45 and it's gone. This is a long event, which is kind of also what's going to be making this a big deal. And if we go over to a little further east here, we head to the southeast, we can see we have, if I can get this here. So we see we have a lot of freezing rain in these areas, even some snow up in Ohio, potentially areas of Ohio, northern Kentucky, West Virginia, freezing rain further south. Then just rain across the southeast. The cold air is really never going to completely seep in. Then you're just not going to get anything in the southeast, really. Which is kind of going to lead us into our next thing I want to talk about for the kind of remainder of the video here. Is we're going to be looking at a pretty significant blast of cold air for the east here. Let me get this up here. So we'll get temperature anomalies. Yeah, perfect. So, we can see Thursday, we have the continuous southeast ridge, and then by Friday and Saturday, we see this very significant below average, these well below average temperatures in the northeast, 35, 40 degrees below average up in Maine. This is temperatures Saturday morning. So we're looking at a very cold morning Saturday morning, very cold day even Friday. Friday afternoon, we can see we are, 15, 20 degrees below average in some areas. But then we, go into the southeast, and it doesn't really fully make it. You just see some below average temperatures, but it's mainly over to the Carolinas, Virginia area. We take a look at like the actual temperatures. This is Saturday afternoon. We're cold for sure, but it's not like not really what you would expect considering we haven't even. I mean, this is pretty much like the coldest it's been, I guess, since Christmas in some areas, which is pretty sad because I mean this isn't that far below average. I mean these aren't like average temperatures in the southeast for sure. No, they're below average, but it's not like. I mean, this January has been so warm. Uh, I mean it's kind of getting annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I know here it's been 9 years since we've gotten more than 1.1 inches of snow from one system. Uh, or actually, I think no, it's been 9 years since we've gotten I think more than like one and a half, like 1.1 inches for the entire season. Uh, which I mean, really, this streak of years without any snow here is really well like in Northeast Georgia, like in the Athens area, is kind of what I'm describing is. I mean, the streak is like everything tends to be in the northwest now, like right up near I-85. Just it seems to get so much more now. Uh, pretty much like of every system, then it doesn't make it any further south and east. So I mean, we'll see. I really don't think anything's gonna happen this year. At least across like this area here. Uh, but I'm not. That's not really a forecast. It's kind of just because I just don't see how. I just can't imagine like predicting like a system that would actually bring my area like more than an inch of snow. I really just can't imagine it. I mean, because I mean last year we had that system on January 16th. I mean it was a very good winter storm for areas of like northeast Georgia, but you have to go pretty far north. But then like other areas like here, like the Athens area, it kind of just didn't do as much as it could have. But I mean, or not. I mean, it did do as much as it could have. It didn't really do much. We got about at my house. We got about like half an inch of snow. Most of the areas around here got a half an inch of snow. But then you went like right to the northwest, and they got like 2 to 3 inches. But yeah, so I mean, I don't really think we're gonna see anything in this area. But I think maybe this weekend though we could see something interesting in the southeast. Nothing like what we're gonna be seeing over in Texas. But I mean, it's shifted pretty dramatically north with the latest GFS, but it was indicating some freezing rain across like these areas here, which it appears like now we go from being well into the like below zero in many areas of the Northeast to getting rain 2 days later. Uh, Another coastal rainstorm with not even a lot of interior snow, like interior Northeast snow, just a little bit of snow in the interior Northeast, and the Southeast just gets rain once again. Uh, Take a look at actual temperatures though. I'm kind of curious over on the GFS what we have. So yeah, we see that cold air. Friday afternoon, very cold temperatures, plunging. Saturday morning, like well to the like like below -20, below -30 up in Maine. Uh, the European is definitely going a little harder with this cold air. That's Friday morning right there. We go back to the 12Z. Uh, I mean, see, like, I mean, below zero in the New York City area, most of Long Island, central New Jersey, and then it does have the southeast a little colder as well, though. Most of North Carolina being highs in the 30s Saturday. South Carolina highs in the 30s to low 40s, and then Georgia with highs in like the 40s. Uh, and the southern part of the state, probably like low to mid 50s, so a little colder, but and then highs, I mean, below zero, like up in the interior Northeast, even coastal Maine with highs below zero on the European. So very cold air, and then right after that, just Sunday, that's about a nice like 40-degree temperature difference right there in 24 hours. Uh, Wait, I'm trying to get like yeah, it's about like a 45, like a 42-degree temperature difference. Uh, in some areas up there in like 24 hours. Which is not good because that means you're going to get rain. Then Monday, 2 days later, after you've had highs in the negatives, look at that, highs in the 40s in coastal Maine, and then 50s, even getting it up near the 50s along the Hudson River in southeast New York and into Long Island. So, yeah, I mean, not really looking promising for anything in the east right now. But at least some other areas in the south are getting some wintry precip, although it's not good. I mean, freezing rain is nothing good, for sure, but. We don't want to see. I mean, I'd prefer. I mean, it would be nice if we could see some snow in like the Dallas Fort Worth area once again, which is kind of because freezing rain has a lot more effects than snow. I'm not really gonna get into that now, but It's not like a good. It's not a type of like wintry precip you want to see. Uh, but yes, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I should be back either tomorrow or Wednesday, probably tomorrow. But yes, goodbye.